On Tuesday, voters will head to the polls across Chicago suburbs to elect new mayors, city councils, school boards, and more. But one of the most closely watched races in the country actually happening just across the Illinois border. It's now the most expensive judicial race in American history, more than $81 million being spent for a seat on Wisconsin's Supreme Court. And the results could have an impact across the country. The candidates are Brad Schimel, a Waukesha County judge and state attorney general backed by Republicans, and Susan Crawford, a Dane County judge supported by Democrats. Now, whoever wins will determine if Wisconsin's high court keeps a 4-3 liberal majority or flips to conservative control. Both Presidents Trump and Obama have made endorsements in the race. Elon Musk has dropped $13 million into Schimel's campaign coffers. In total, Schimel's campaign has benefited from around $46 million of donations and exposure thanks to related PACs. Their message? Control of the court will help further the Trump agenda.
None of the good that he's trying to do nationally will trickle down to Wisconsin. I think the stakes have never been higher.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. This election is so important. Please get out and vote.
Now, on the flip side, Susan Crawford has also built a massive war chest totaling more than $35 million with the backing of mega donors like George Soros and Illinois' own Governor J.B. Pritzker, who gave Crawford $500,000. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has been out on the campaign trail trying to boost Crawford's voter base. With Elon Musk's popularity in question, Crawford has tried to highlight the out-of-state support for her opponent.
Just clarify that the big difference is that Elon Musk himself has put over $18 million into this race. That is absolutely unprecedented.
I'm running to be a justice for Wisconsin. I'm not running for anything else. I don't control what Elon Musk or anybody else does with their money or with their organizations. My opponent, come on, she's raised $25 million. And I said, most of that from outside the state of Wisconsin.
Well, beyond the massive cash flowing into these two candidates' campaigns, the bigger picture here is how these judges' rulings could impact Wisconsin and how that could shape a larger national trajectory. Abortion rights, union organizing rights are currently on the docket for Wisconsin's Supreme Court, and so is the potential redistricting of the state's map. And the winner of this election could sway the court to order the redrawing of congressional districts, which could shift the balance of power on Capitol Hill. Back here at home in Illinois, there are several local races we're keeping an eye on. Voters in the state's second largest city, west suburban Aurora, will decide whether or not to give Mayor Richard Irvin a third term. He's facing a challenge from John Lash, an Aurora alderman at large and former school board member who's running for the job for a second time. The Aurora contest, nonpartisan, but in the final days of the campaign, Lash has raked in more than $130,000 from the Democratic Party of Illinois. Now, Irvin first became a target of the party back in 2022 when he ran for governor as a Republican. He placed a distant third in the primary despite the backing of billionaire businessman Ken Griffin. Irvin's refusal to outright support Trump was a sticking point for many voters at that time, but Irvin has since embraced the GOP, even hosting an event at last year's Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Leading up to Tuesday's vote, Irvin is highlighting development in downtown Aurora and an expanded police force. Opponent John Lash has accused Irvin of pay-to-play politics, saying the city mayor prioritizes city contracts for companies and individuals that donate to his campaign. Well, one more break, and after this, where the governor is headed today, and more on the week ahead. Stay with us.